If you see strange markings in your house, you may be asking the question, what does cat spray look like? After all, if you've never seen it before, it can be hard to have an exact idea of what you're looking at. And even if you know the markings are coming from your cat, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're spraying. Keep watching if you want to learn how to differentiate between cat spray and something that could show your cat is in trouble. Cat spray comes in a variety of different colours, so it can be difficult to diagnose it effectively. Of course, the number one way to know when your cat is spraying is when you see them doing it. So, what does it look like when a cat sprays? When you see a cat spraying, you'll know exactly what's happening almost instantly. First of all, you'll notice the cat sniffing a vertical surface thoroughly and intensely. Once they're sure that's the place they want to mark, they'll turn around so their back end is facing it. When they're ready to go, they'll begin to quiver and raise their tail up, and finally, once their tail is fully extended, they'll then proceed to let loose on the area they've sniffed. The amount of spray that can come out will vary. Sometimes it's only a small amount and other times it can be a fair bit. Either way, you'll notice the horrible smells no matter how small the size. However, if your cat doesn't stand up, it doesn't mean they're not spraying. Sometimes they'll also do it when they're squatting. When this happens, they'll squat over a certain area or item before urinating on it. In both cases, this shouldn't be mistaken as simple urination because it's a sign that they're feeling distressed about something. What do the markings look like? The markings can vary massively when your cat does this. Sometimes it will just be tiny drops you notice, other times it will look like a thin streak or a line, and other times it will be a complete mess and straight away you'll know something has gone on. How to spot cat spray? Sometimes your cat is going to spray when you aren't in the house, so you'll need to know how to spot it in these circumstances. If you can smell cat spray in your house, then you should know where to look. Most often cats are going to spray on the same common areas. When you smell cat spray, you should check the surrounding walls, skirting boards, plastic bags, clothing and curtains. These are the most common places vertical cat spray occurs. As well as that, you should also check any furniture, clothes, items and objects you have lying around. These are also common items cats like to mark, and this will most often be done by your cat squatting over them. When you're checking these items, you should look for sticky markings that can vary in colour. Sometimes you might not see any markings, and unfortunately, you'll have to sniff around to find where the problem is coming from. What colour is cat spray? Cat spray isn't always the same colour, so when you're looking for cat spray, here are the common colours it can be. Yellow. If the cat spray is only a mix of urine and hormones, then it's often yellow in colour. This sort of colour is most noticeable on lighter colours, so if your walls or furniture are dark, then you may have to look really closely to spot it. Slightly reddish. If you see that your cat spray is slightly red, you don't have to be alarmed. While the urine has been mixed with blood, it's not a cause for concern and it's fairly common. When cats mix blood with their urine, it means they are feeling extremely vulnerable and threatened. So if you see red spray, then you'll need to act accordingly to make your cat feel safe and not in a state of constant stress. Grey to brown. Your cat has two anal glands located slightly below the anus which fill up. These sacs fill up with sweat and pheromones. When your cat is spraying, sometimes these sacs can add to the scent. As well as this, they also cause the spray to change colour to greyish brown. Invisible. Sometimes cat spray is going to be invisible to the naked eye. This is the most common when your cat is sprayed on furniture or a surface that's quickly going to absorb it. If this is the case, then it's often best to get a black light. Black lights pick up bodily fluid, and if you shine it near the site of the smell, you'll quickly find where the odour is coming from and you can give it a thorough clean. When is it not cat spray? While a lot of time it's going to be cat spray, there are times when it won't be. It's important you make sure to understand the different reasons your cat is leaving marks in the house, because sometimes it can be caused by a medical problem. Brown spray coming out of the anus. If your cat gets his bum knocked, you may notice a brown spray come out, almost involuntarily. When this happens, you should take your cat to the vet to be checked and to make sure everything is okay. In most cases, this is simply going to be because the anal glands are filled up and need to be released. While you can do this at home, you can also get a vet to help as well. As well as a blocked gland, it could also be diarrhea. Once again, because it's so hard for you to diagnose at home, it's always best to seek medical advice for your pet, which helps you avoid the worst from happening. A milky liquid. As well as a brown spray, you may notice a milky liquid coming from your cat from time to time. While this could be mistaken for spray, beware, it could also be a sign of an infection. If you notice this happening, make sure you take your cat to the vets. A quick checkup could save you a lot of money in the long run, and it could also save your cat a lot of pain and distress. Regular urine. If you notice your cat spraying while they're squatting, then it could just be regular urine. You'll have to figure out whether the smell seems stronger than usual or not. If it doesn't, then it may be spraying. Also, try to think if there's anything that could be causing your cat to stress or feel anxiety. If there is, then it's more likely it's spraying. Recap. Now you should have a full understanding of the colour, size and shape of cat spray, as well as what it looks like when your cat is spraying.